stepping up, but they're just getting sprayed down. They're getting tagged back, and Baton actually falls to the spray. Papa Supermassive, it's not been possible to hold this, and he finds the second. Wolves, no! The Coops is going down as well. Kamikaze does get knocked in response, but they've lost half of their players. They stay far too long, and Papa Supermassive will punish.
It's so uncommitted there from Baton. I think he should have just kept pushing his teammate. If he gets knocked upstairs, that's way better than getting knocked as he's running away from the solo player. And you got to trust in your teammate to refrag that, right? I think the mistake comes that they just don't trust in one another there. Wolves will suffer because of it. Again, this is such a long journey they have to make. I think Wolves won't get a good game off of this one, and that might have just killed their run.
May well have done. A lot of casualties being felt across the board. Geeky are down to 1. Papa Supermassive now down to 1, as we've just saw. Well, pretty much as Kamikaze will bleed out. Gen G on 2. But the Wolves and Arc Red going down so low is the big news here. Arc Red, again, not able to jump up. And the fact that Team Flash are on 3 elims, Alter Ego on 2, both of them in this next circle, along with Weibo, that is a terrifying prospect for the teams looking to chase. But maybe Influence Rage on the north side towards Crater Fields can change that.
Yeah, I think it really is coming down to this top 5 now, especially as we get in towards our next game. It's going to be this top 5 battling it out for first and second place. I think we are just losing too many squads around the middle of the pack there. Wolves likely to go down a little bit sooner. Oh my goodness me. Okay, Redux. Go off, I suppose.
Hits them with a 1v3 on the DBS shutdown. Look at the rest of the team. They're all the way out the west flank. That was a full 1v3 against the Burmese Ghouls. Redux, he's been delivered. And now calling for the rest of his team to come and help, come and back up my position, because it's in the circle. What more could you want? Arc Red down to 1 player as we zoom in on Ramses. Just as the nade connects, Snoix blasts him back on the staircase, and they fall 65 points and 1 match to play.
I think for the Boars, you know, I think they've stepped up in a big way. I think it's been a really good learning experience for them, 100%. And I think that teams might be a little bit more worried when they have to come back up against them in their own region. Nico says bye-bye to the camera.
Bye-bye.
And likely bye-bye now to their chances going through to last chance entirely. After Supermassive down on 31 points. Big disappointment for me personally. I think Papa Supermassive has some unbelievably good players. Genuinely, I think they got lost in the sauce at PMGC.
Yeah, I mean today especially, who can blame them? It's been crazy what has happened today. Ooh, Gen G knocking themselves. That's very close to the middle, though. I think they are just dropping down from the high ground there, potentially. Weibo, no elims just yet. But the Boars, maybe stepping into the firing line against them. They're giving a lot of ground here. Weibo are allowing the Boars up and to this ridge line. They don't need to hold this side of the compound, but okay, no, Soup does rebuff them a little bit. He's backed off himself, however, and has to go for the first aid. Oh, stuck into the bandages. He's only got the 1. It's precious.
Yeah, got to hold on to that. I think this is fine from Weibo, playing this close. You don't really want to play any closer than this, John, personally. You just take shots at them as they crest the ridge. I'm kind of curious to what Weibo wants to do next, though. Do they want to fight this, or do they want to back away? Sook's looking to maybe get an off angle on this one.
Keeps looking for him, and Halflick again is spotted, darting around, scattering like a school of fish as the shark approaches. But it's Alliance, actually, taking shots from back up north. They're taking the third-party shots, and the Boars really can't put too much pressure on because of it. Team Flash, they sit on the south side, and this is a very split single solo player right now under the pressure from Inner Circle, who actually divert away from it. Looks like they want to play more on the south side as T24 hops in for the buggy. And they are figuring out where they want to go right now.
For Inner Circle, it is awkward, but I think that this crash over towards the Flash is probably the smart decision to go for. TS gets in the buggy, drops back out again, and Inner Circle, goodness me, Falak taking a whole lot of damage. That Molotov should do the trick.
Just about. The first aid came through just in time for Falak, hopping through, burning into the smoke as The spray downs to the back line. They're going to suppress the rest of the roster. 90 Globen getting stuck in. Balak still lighting up the shack. The weapon swap is there. He steps in and just about wins the trade. The flashes are coming through, though, onto the rest of Inner Circle. They've lost one. So have Team Flash. So have Alter Ego. These teams around the bubble are now starting to suffer. But this hillside claimed by Inner Circle. Next circle shift comes through.
I reckon people analyze that to death. That was a very clutch play there from Falak. Super mechanically gifted. Gets hit by the Molotov, immediately jumps into the buggy closest to the shack, jumps back out again, and then just waits for those shots to come through. The prediction on when the shots would stop there through the smoke was really good as well. But for Inner Circle, they are down to 2. So no matter how flashy you can be here, I don't know if they'll be able to get the points total upwards to take on Weibo and the Flash here, and potentially Alter Ego, who has held this very safe and passive position on the eastern side for quite a while.
They are hopefully going to keep racking up elims later into the game. That's what they're looking for. Against Weibo and Balls, though, and Alliance potentially look at a crash or take control of their position, take shots that way. It could be dangerous. Falcons did not manage to fully regroup onto the position. And Ralph will go down. They're nading out right now towards Loops, but Team Flash gets central. Blank, they are into a compound, and again, they're in second place right now. This is not what Alter Ego wanted to see.
Pretty nice nades, honestly, from the Falcons. Not quite finishing the job just yet, though. Does tag on. Smoke train set up to try and get a little bit closer to get those nades into position, but I think now, with the Flash being here, the Falcons would rather chill things out. Sadly, they are at the back of the queue between these two teams. Flash and Loops ahead of them. No ammo on the Evercam. Oh, now he does.
Got a little bit more. A little bit more to play with now. Weibo slowly creeping forwards. Teams breathing down their neck. The Boars, the ones step up to the plate against Duke. He'll immediately find that first knock. Step back. That is a bold peek from Sook, going for another one there after already taking some damage. And rightly so, has to tuck back in. There goes his first aid. That'll be topping him back up. Hero playing a little bit further back, and Sook under pressure from nades now. Doesn't quite go the distance. SMPS not able to connect. Drops the smoke, and Weibo regroups south. They're looking to move in, and actually might be able to find the corner of Falcon compound right now that Valo is stretched out towards. The question is, will he be able to hold? Because the Boars are rampaging in behind them as well. Could be a third party to assist on this push, because Sook still holding their backline.
Huge shots from Sook there. Sadly, 33Z is down, and it's all down to Hero, but he gets taken out by SMPS once again. Absolute menace inside the lobby. They're hoping to keep 3 players alive. Hero's trying to wrap away as fast as he can, but SMPS is not going to let it happen, which drops Weibo down to just 2 players. Havlik
down as well. 2v2. And Alter Ego could potentially flex out for a third party, but I don't think they want to leave the safety for too long. Rosemary back on in. It is going to be the first pickup. Sook again, just storming through this one. Now up to SMPS, looking for the shot down, looking for the shots. SMPS falls, but Narvalo is moving. He's moving for the Falcons out of the corner of the compound. He's going to be the one to move up a third party. Just all remains, and he spots him. It's Narvalo to slay Weibo. And now they are down with 91 points, locking it in there. That is, I mean, it's not the century blank. They are 9 points shy. There are teams that can step up through this.
I mean, it's a crazy flex out from Narvalo. Again, though, weird 2-2 split from Weibo, allowing the 2 players through. And then to be quite fair, 33Z and Hero have such a weak source defense on that. If I'm Order as well as Sook, I'm a little bit disappointed in my teammates, honestly. So for Weibo, that's a very frustrating way to finish here on this game. The Flash chasing, Alter Ego chasing. Good shots from Alliance towards Influence Rage, but they've dropped 2 players already.
Ooh, and placement points are coming in as well. Influence Rage should be able to get the res onto Law. They have got the time. Lil Boy with the high ground, hunting ground underneath him. Alliance under a lot of pressure here. They're both going to have to move at similar times. I think Alliance just about closer to the zone. And that backstop will have to move, but they have the vehicle there. And Little Boy can't expend too much ammo. For Influence Rage, they've been on this north side, and they only have 1 elim so far. Law's still down. There's Team Flash. Oh, Team Flash. Team Flash getting eliminated there. And that goes through to Loops and Falcons, taking 1 apiece. So second place is now stopped dead in its tracks. For Alter Ego, for Influence Rage, that's some more good news.
Some great news. And for the way that Influence Rage is currently playing the lobby, might be able to push themselves quite far ahead here in this game. However, towards a second place, potentially even a first if it's a ginormous match. They have 4 players. They have high ground to work with. 9Z Globin on the sidelines. Alliance pushing through now, but great shots from Krypton. Now looking at the flush as well, which is very, very important to Alter Ego, and they do grab it.
Making sure that they can keep up the numbers as well. Alliance do manage to get the flush onto Law, so that is now Influence Rage on 3. Little Boy still up on the high ground, actually. They're going to heal and stay out wide. He's really committing to this. They're really committing to this. He knew he was going down there, Blank. I'm not too sure what he was dying out for. Not playing on his 3, though, for Influence Rage. Feels like a misstep.
Yeah, I mean, if he grabs that angle and is able to dart back in, sure. But
I heard a stone.
that just feels
2238. Thanks for subscribing my channel.
So far, we'll find Leon. First aid kits, quite a few of them there for Influence Rage, and quite a few bandages as well. Alter Ego, this is their big chance, right? This is their big chance. Hopefully, they just don't get shot through a blanket of smoke by Loops, who seem to be playing in a submarine.
Do like and subscribe my channel, guys.
Apparently.
I did subscribe and like. Thank you so much.
The Falcons joining them in their compound as well.
Oh, they are. But that's the ping.
There we go. Yeah. Submarine Commander Neil Zada.
Where are you from?
For Alter Ego. Continues. Their run out is really, really tricky. They're right up into the edge of it. NVME Globin, by the way, with a big lineup on this western edge. 4 players, high ground. They're looking pretty good right now, Blank. I wouldn't be too surprised if they're able to find a chicken dinner, but we know what they're like when they're on the high ground. They just jump straight off.
Exactly. This is worrying. There is a cliff involved here for 9Z Globin, but it could be a big chicken dinner for them, which again sucks away points from teams that desperately want them. Initial knock here for the Falcons, and that nade does not do the trick. It's a double. Falcons looking for more here over towards Vitin.
Koa moving around, looking for that flush. Neil Zada spotted on the inside, but Vitin stepping through. Alter Ego crashing in the meantime. This is a beautiful opportunity for them to sweep through. Loops are down. Falcons now need to hold. There are only 2 players alive, and Koa gets mashed up. Redox jumps out wide, finds Alva, darts back behind the wall, and will look for the first aid, but might not have time. Rosemary stepping forward. Rosemary stepping forward. The Falcons, they have 10 elims, but Alter Ego now up on 6. They can look up to the high ground and wonder why they aren't up there themselves, though, because the circle's here. And 90 Globin are crashing in. Influence Rage, they're starting to step through and everything's popping off now.
Gen.G doing a great job here, having Satan fighting off against 9Z Globin. Very difficult task, but made it happen regardless. Alliance getting a lot of revenge here over towards Influence Rage. Just Diego on the high ground, but Jimmy so low. Might just be able to get this res off. 4 elims on the game into a top 3 as well, John. That's big points, but is it enough?
90 Globin, yeah, they're going to spot Federal. No way that Diego can get that res. He just doesn't have the time. Alter Ego now moving out. 90 Globin have isolated themselves up onto the top of a hill. Oh, it's nasty, but they're moving now back down through. Alter Ego have used this opportunity to move in. In the meantime, they're playing as 2. They don't have the numbers to fend this off fully, and they're hoping that Diego can put a dent into 9ZG's hold. Diego, though, will not be able to do so. Rosemary, Krypton, what have you got?
No matter what happens here, to be honest with you, for Alter Ego, 6 elims in a second place, that's a good amount of points. They love a chicken dinner. Highly unlikely versus these angles. I think 9Z Globin should have this under wraps.
By rights, yes. But I mean, there's another circle still yet to come. Tag on to Krypton, though. Makes a little bit tough. First aid drops the smoke, doesn't want to contest on that ground, but might not have a choice. Krypton, the spray challenge is there, and Remix wins it. Rosemary in the vehicle, not there for the refrag, careening off the side, dashing away, trying to get to the blue zone, desperately deny the points, but 9Z Globin do find a chicken dinner. And I mean, there's a little bit tempered there, because Alter Ego, with that game, have taken the top spot.
Huge. Very, very good. I mean, for Alter Ego, they have been consistently towards the end game every single match today. And say what you will about this squad, I think that, yeah, they are greedy at times, but they are still putting up points here and there. I think that's something they do need to fix going towards PMGC, but the fact that they can still make those mistakes and stay on top of the lobby, it's very, very impressive.
What a time to find a game. Again, these points are coming in so crucially, and we are still undecided as to who's going to be in the top spots. Even with that game, Alter Ego not safe up on the pedestal. So many teams ready to take the spot from them. Who's going to be the two to make it through? One more match to play, and the desk is going to set us up for it. Let's head back over to Hot Jukes and the gang.
And it's the Latino squad of 9Z that pull out the chicken dinner here in the first Miramar out of the two we're playing here towards the end. I mean, this whole game, you could just feel the tension in the air, Max, man. Just straight nerve-wracking gameplay. And of course, the team that's pretty much, you know, got nothing to lose at this point, they're the team that wins it, right?
It always happens. It's just the team that we're not paying too much attention to. They're like, how about we have just the best day ever for us of the entire tournament? And it's like, well, great. A little bit too late, though, unfortunately for you. But you know what? Still a really good game from 9Z Global, playing passive on the western side of Crater Field and able to get full control. Not even allowing Rosemary to deny that point. He was like, let me out to the blue, let me out. And they still confirmed that extra elimination. So that is good for them to get. And here we go. Get himself a total of 7 elims. Kolega able to pop off pretty nicely this game, Niptura. GG's.
Yeah, I'm also looking at Raze though, Max. Look, 0 eliminations and 600 damage. He was out up on top of that mountain, which I really liked the angle he was able to take there and just give all the information that he could to his players. But yeah, 0 eliminations. That's a really interesting strat because I think more often than not, we see a few more elims coming their way, but that damage just fencing teams in to where his players wanted them to be is really great from him.
Yeah, well, good for 9Z, right? Let's get into the meat and potatoes, right, of what we got going on, right? Alter Ego making it towards the end game here, Max, man, and putting up points right when they needed it.
And I was scared for Alter Ego because they had that early clash with, I think it was Influence Rage, right? And it was like, this is a bit weird, and especially because Influence Rage saw they got an elimination and they were like, oh, that's Alter Ego. I'm very happy, and also I think it was a little bit lucky that they were able to get away with 3 players alive, so still it works out great. The Redox, the clutch master, generally one of the best clutch players versus the side of Burmese Bulls. How does Redox keep doing it?
Dude, clutching it up. Clutching it up here, Niptura. We love to see those big plays, especially towards the end, right? I mean, we thought Falcons were going to make this crazy comeback. At least that's what we heard from Seven, and they tried. I like to see that here, Niptura.
Yeah, I like to see the try because we know that if they try, they can succeed. It's just, for some reason, not working out for them. They did have some really great plays in this game. I'd like to see a little bit more of that spread out coming through, but I think a lot of that mountainside really worked against them because that high ground is just perfect. And you see there, Alter Ego actually able to just move in, push at the perfect time. A great third party onto that.
The little thing that I found quite interesting in this game, we did see the ASM Abacan being used by Influence Rage with the burst mode on the ASM Abacan that shoots 2 bullets at insane level of accuracy. So really good to see them use it because at that kind of range, especially versus Leons from the side of Alliance, that was a very good mode to put your ASM Abacan in. So small detail, very, very impactful indeed. And by the way, 9G Globant, wait, I didn't even realize this. They dropped Los Higos Island south and go for the wildest rotation, just like on their Erangel almost win next to Prison. They love wide rotations. It worked out great for them, but they're going into the later stages of this game, Niptura. I really want to highlight one thing, which is that third party of Alter Ego. They're playing in the valley side next to the road. They're chilling. No one's fighting them. But the moment the fight breaks out between Loops and Falcons in that southern compound, the timing of that third party of Alter Ego was so beautifully executed that they deserve to get second place purely off the back of that play.
Oh, I agree 100%. It was such a nice play. There you go. You see it there. And just as that circle closes up as well, it was really, really nice to see that timing come through. They know exactly what they're doing, and it's going to give them 12 points, the same as Falcons, right? But just a more even split up of those points. I mean, Falcons getting 2 placement points, but 10 eliminations. It's just too little too late, unfortunately, for them, I feel, at this stage. And 9Z as well, 17 points again. Where was this sort of performance from them yesterday? We would have loved to see that, but, you know, one more game left to go. It's all looking a little too late now.
Well, you know, talking about 9Z, cool. Ultrigo getting points, Influence Rage getting points, Flash getting points. Guess who we're not seeing here? No Weibo. No inner circle. And that is not good. That does not bode well. Going into the final match, match 12 of Last Chance. And you go inner circle, 2 points. Weibo, 3 points. Even Wolves, only 3 points. And you know what? Hodjukes, I'm sorry to say it, but this 3-point game, I think, is the end for Wolves and that run for second place.
I'm going to count out almost the entire lobby, guys. I'm not even going to lie. Going into the last match, I mean, the biggest, I think, upset for me so far has got to be Inner Circle, man. I mean, 6 points in 5 matches is rough, guys. You know, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 matches, right? Because they went off in Rondo, and then all of a sudden, they're in first place. They're sitting so pretty, but to put up 6 points, Neptura, and the next 4, it's got to hurt.
Don't remind me, I'm gonna cry. No, Inner Circle, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. They feel so slow, like they're indecisive. Like there's not a whole lot of backup. We saw a crate. Okay, hang on. Okay, 79 to 93 to 91. Inner Circle have to come out so big in this match now because that gap has gotten so astronomically bigger. Alter Ego back on top with 93. Weibo somehow still here 2 points away, but man, it's so close towards the top 4.
I'm going to bring up something that could be kind of scary for Weibo. They don't have a single chicken dinner. Tiebreaker, they instantly lose it. If they don't win the last game, they lose that tiebreaker by default. So Weibo, got to be careful. That win is going to be very important. But yeah, Inner Circle slipping down very slowly but surely. But the point gap is so small, guys, right? I don't know if you would agree, Neptura Hodjukes, but it's so small. We could literally have a world where in this last game, Ultrigo and Weibo both get pushed out of top 2. That is how close it has been the entirety of today's matches.
No, you're absolutely right. It's entirely possible, Jukes. I mean, Flash had a really good game that last Miramar that we just had. Influence Rage have been stepping up in the last few matches. Weibo, I'm on the fence on because they consistently get to the top 7, and then once they get there, it's like they fall apart completely. I don't like how they played that last Miramar at all. Alter Ego seem to be the only ones who, when they're allowed to, you know, loot peacefully, they seem to have a consistent game. So for me, Alter Ego, the only one's consistent so far today.
Look at that. Redox putting up 8 eliminations. Tons of damage here towards the end. Good to see some signs of life for some big players here. You know, as we get into the last game, though, guys, let's get super serious, all right? I want ultra realness for Last Chance. Going into this last game, Max, what do you feel is gonna could happen? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the top squads, which teams do you think could possibly take the top 2? With everything you know about going into the last game, what do you think?
Also, you want my predictions right now? You're asking for predictions for top 2. Okay, my prediction, Alter Ego, Influence Rage. I think Influence Rage have been just going super hard on these final games. They are just taking every fight they can get involved into. And I think that's going to be enough to just push them in. They just, what is that, 5 points away from top 2? I think Influence Rage might just make it happen here on this last game.
You think Inner Circle can do it, Neptura?
I hope so, but honestly, I'm not entirely hopeful. I feel like Flash have a better opportunity of sneaking in last game. We saw them just leave the top 3 in the group stage in the final game. In the final game, I think here, they could definitely make it into the top 2. They're 4 points, 5 points away from Weibo. Weibo have not been consistent. I think it could be AE and Flash.
Every single part of me wants to believe we could see a crazy big game from Inner Circle. Hey, all right. He's like, we're going to the finals. We're going to the finals.
I love how Hodges were like, there's so much pressure in this lobby.
So much pressure. And He's just like, we got this, baby. We got this. And honestly, I think they do. I mean, just seeing the last game, the pressure is so incredible, right? So many teams know it's over, right? For sure. Yeah. There's still squads that could, you know, I think obviously it's going to be Influence and Flash to possibly steal the top 2 points. Inner Circle, it would be a hero, like literally a historic comeback if they could do it, with considering everything they got going against them here. Am I right to think that, Max?
I wouldn't call it a historical comeback, but definitely a big comeback, right? They've definitely been topsy-turvy. They've had highs, they've had lows. That's the thing with Inner Circle. Their highs are so high, like that Rondo game, and their lows in the previous 4 matches Very, very poor performances. So Inner Circle, they need to bring one of their top-tier games in if they want to qualify. We know they can do it, but they're not making any funny faces. So I think they're locked in right now.
I hope they're locked in a good way and not locked in, oh my god, it's the last game, what are we gonna do, you know? Because that is not what we want here. I think at this point, they're far enough away where I'm kind of like, they should just go, hey, we don't really have much to lose here. It's one game left. We're just gonna play our game and deal with it. I think, honestly, that's the way they have to go for the final match here. They can't let that pressure get to them at all, James.
Well, here we go. No mercy, no resets, no second chances. Here we go to the scorched earth of Miramar for one final stand.
One more time. Let's see. Are we going to change the tune of the top two? I feel like if there's a day to do it where we change our standings, it might just be today. Right now, Alter Ego and Weibo atop the pack, but it is teetering, it is tottering, it is ready to fall at the slightest breeze. And let's see who's going to be able to put on a gale force performance.
Last game, last chance. Really is the last chance now for some of our squads. Alter Ego looking a little bit more relaxed with it coming into this final game. Weibo a little bit more nervous. They were pipped to the post on the final match of their game here on Miramar as well. Can they break the curse? Can Inner Circle get a massive chicken dinner here to get in? Can Influence Rage show us more of that aggression we saw over on Arangel?
Oh, it's all to play for now. Things are getting serious. Alter Ego might have been smiles before it, but you can bet they have furrowed brows aplenty on side right now. As they're dropping out, no teams going for hot drops. You don't imagine maybe some trouble around loops, but no, we're going out to the west side for the final map here, over towards Monte Nuevo, over towards Ladriera, those Chumacera Hills on the south cut of the circle. That's where our teams are going to have to end up.
Actually could be a great game for Weibo. They have a very strong hold. West Ladriera, Falcons and Wolves just going at it at the start of the game. For the Wolves,
okay.
This is painful.
This is really painful. As Doran will go down, will get knocked, so will Baton. Now Valo is traded off, and now Ralph has the backup. Koa and Redox moving in to try and isolate the fight, but Igor crosses. Koa crosses him back. Slashes down, and Coops looking for the flushes, however. Look at us stand tall for the roster. Their last chance to put up points, and it is just Coops now remaining. Most people may have said that it is always just Coops, but he's still putting on a show and looks for more, giving them the runaround. The Falcons now flagging Koa versus Coops. A potential for both of these two squads to be done and dusted. It's Coops, the tag on first, steps out wide, and the Wolves fall down. It is Falcons to stay alive, but the Wolves will not make it. North America once more brushed aside.
Cannot believe the Falcons just kill Wolves' run. I don't know whether that's funny or really, really, really sad. I mean, for the Wolves, they needed a massive chicken dinner anyway. So to be honest with you, the fact that they can't win that fight out versus the Falcons, that would have been the first test, regardless. But yeah, unlucky. Unlucky. We're going to head over towards that western side, like I said. But yeah, as I was saying, Weibo have a very strong hold on Ladriera. It's a fantastic spot for them. And with the circle the way it is, that feels like a Ladriera finish. So see how quickly Weibo get a move on.
So definitely needed to get out in front of things, if you can, with the points standing as they do. And now Gen.G trying to move on past its north side. I mean, it is too late for Gen.G. 39 points, they're not going to make it, but the Falcons, well, it's too late for them as well. They've got 4 points, but only 2 players. And no prizes right now. It is an unhappy end for them. Loops, the only team in Monte Nuevo. I mean, there is the most distant. There is the most outside of chances that Loops could make it. But it needs like 22, 23 chicken dinners in order for them to do it. And yeah, I I don't know if that's going to be on the cards. With enough teams just taking chunks out of each other, like we've seen, I don't think that number of elims is going to be available to anyone.
Yeah, for Arcred Loops, that's like game of the year level. For Alliance, Inner Circle, way more believable. Like, I think for Inner Circle, doable. Alliance, believable. But it really is that top 5 that is fighting out for the top 2. With only 2 points to sit between Alter Ego and Weibo. It's a crazy finish. It's a crazy finish for our day here. And Miramar always is a really slow start. So it does give us a little bit of that tension to go off. Influence Rage currently looking to rotate past La Cobreria on that top side, wrap down on the west, similar to Gen G. But Weibo's very slow to this, which is curious to me. Usually they're very fast towards the center of this circle. I think that this is almost a change of playstyle from Weibo to more of an edge sweep, considering I think what they've seen today is a lot of teams trying to go for center.
I wonder if there's going to be a lot of adjustments like that in this last game, though. Because it is, as you said, the last opportunity. And teams have kind of been feeling the heat so far today. So that could be a widespread adaptation at the moment. We'll have to wait and see just what unfolds here. But last match is a sobering experience. And maybe it's going to knock some sense into some of our IGL calls and some of our player calls coming on in. The rotations may get tidier, just by virtue of the fact this is their last chance to do them.
I don't think it's even the rotations being untidy. It's a case of teams having to force center because they know they need a big game. And what's the best way to do that is to try and confirm a central position early, get some strong shots out towards the side. I think in my head, the reason that Weibo isn't going for this initial push here and has been playing more towards the edge all day is because they've been much more safe than a lot of our other squads. But Weibo obviously much more safe means 4 points ahead of the Flash and 5 ahead of Influence Rage. But yeah, you're just hoping that they make mistakes here. For Weibo, that's not like a confirmation on a finals ticket, but it is the safer of the two.
It's still no real safety on either approach at this point for anyone. Could all come crashing down. Alter Ego on the south side, near to Arc Red. Still leaving Puerto Paraíso. I mean, if Alter Ego go down early, right, that is big, big news. Weibo as well. It's one of those top 2 that falls. That is a massive opening, right, for those teams that sit just beneath the surface. Influence Rage now sending down the western side on the western road, close. A wide Gen G split right now. Okay, I thought that was under Influence Rage, but it was a Burmese ghoul. Don't worry, he's going back to the grave. Unknown ends his tournament.
Yeah, unfortunate. PK currently on our screens. They had a good start today, like you're saying, John, for the Flash. They're looking to finish off Baw's run right here and now, and also earn themselves some cheeky points. Themselves further up the tables. Running 88. Alter Ego very much in the blue right now. Rotating close to Arcred. That's a very dangerous team to be rotating close to. I think their gun power is fairly strong. That's not an easy fight. No matter where Arcred is placing on the tables, I still think that they are a difficult team to go 4v4 against.
Absolutely. Next circle's coming on in as well. You can see Alter Ego there. 90 globe and down towards, I mean, there is a prison on there as well, so maybe they're having flashbacks. North circle shift, well, not really North circle shift, but keeps Chumacera in. Weibo Gaming and Inner Circle. This is an opportunity here to make yourself a little bit of a legacy. Extend your leg room, lean back the seat, and maybe claim one of those top 2 spots, because those are the 2 teams sitting dead central on the north boundaries of Chumacera.
So stressful.
Oh,
Circle moves over towards that northeast side. That's very rough. Borzo finding Zeus. Very bad news. On 3 now for Flash. At this early stage of the game, that is really distressing for them. Alter Ego on a weird rotate for them as well on that south side. Still making the way through. 9Z Globen They're on that south side. They have eyes on. They will be chasing, stalking Alter Ego through this circle. Snape is late behind, but looks like at least Rosemary has eyes on.
He's spotted at least 2. He knows there's a team leaving from the Partona Island on the south, from Minas del Sur. And we'll be able to fold back. So a little bit more information gathered. And Alter Ego managed to dodge past the first obstacles. The blue zone still tagging at Snape a little bit, but he should be safe onto his north flank. And they're going to move into the position over Chumacera, but getting through or around Chumacera is going to be difficult for them. Weibo don't need to do that. And that is a huge advantage to be in the center of the circle already. But the concrete, it's fairly isolationary right now.
Weibo's still on this eastern side, and it's fine. It's fine. For Alter Ego, on the other hand, there's a lot riding on them. I'm surprised they don't really feel that much pressure, because it's about time Bigatron was allowed to pass the torch of the most dominant Indonesian team we've seen since then. And I think this Alter Ego certainly looks like it to me. They absolutely look like it. Getting into grand finals, I think at that point they can lift that torch. We'll see how well they can do here, as they have pretty much slipped unnoticed on the south side of Minas del Valle over towards the south side of Chumacera. Doesn't look bad. Really doesn't look bad for them.
Little boy creeping up. Rafinha knows all about it, though. In the watchtower, he is vigilant. And Rafinha, I mean, Neil Zada pulling some stunts over on the sand dunes in the distance, and little boy maybe more preoccupied with that. Rafinha has a nade in hand, and he knows this roll-up's coming in. I don't think they quite will know exactly who it is, though. 9Z Globen, they're moving out to the east side. Blank, the next circle's coming through in about 10 seconds. The west side for the Falcons and Alliance could get a little bit messy. It's one of those long arms of the Ladriara Hills. But both teams not really in a position to do much. Well, Alliance, to be fair, with a big game, definitely could. But it is very much an outside chance.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like I said, for Alliance, it's believable at best that they make it in. Redux gets taken down by Gen G. And Flush leaving one player alive now for the Falcons in co-op. This is bad news for Influence Rage. You're losing a player again for both the Flash and Influence Rage. Oh, no. Dear me. That's another...
Dragged down by Loops, their countryman. The pain inflicted, personal at this point, and now Loops are looking to try and convert for a couple more points, but Federal is on the hunt at range. Vitin is knocked, is flushed now as well. Barato Boy runs down Law, breaking all sorts of speeding regulations there. Going over the course of his countrymen again. Over to Federal. There's the spot they were looking for. And Influence Rage are drawing to a close. The sunset on their ascension is here. One player off on a mission. Diego, with not much more he could do. But let's hope. Let's pray that he can find it.
At least we can say no collusion.
Very true.
But that is... horrendous. That is horrendous. I'd be big mad. I would be big mad of the game. But them's the rules. Them's the rules.
That's nasty stuff, though. Diego as a solo. I mean, Loops are almost certainly coming down this angle as well. May very well be that they're on the hunt entirely. Weibo now with Arc Red to their south. Potential for Arc Red to want to push on in as well. But they may actually prefer to go through Chumacera, go a little bit further west. Weibo are really balled up in this one, so a difficult crash if they want to go for it. Not likely to be super third-partied, though.
Again, we've had some pretty messy fights towards the beginning of this match, and it's starting to slow down again a little bit. It really is going to start to pop off as we get through to stage 5, stage 6. Most teams are way more concerned with getting those higher placings, so they're less likely to go for these pushes. Now, Arcred again versus Weibo. Another fight that I think that Arcred could win. Especially with Sook making some weird rollout over towards the blue. Some apparent reason.
I mean, I guess he knows what he's doing. He's taking the ridge side on the road line to try and get an angle on towards Arcred, who are kind of leapfrogging Weibo here. The next circle going to be popping in as well. Looking at Papra Supermassive in the middle of this one. Doing pretty well on that spot, but nobody else really. It's the west side of Chumacera that holds the balls right now that Alter Ego may look to try and take from them. And it looks like Alva's already making inroads.
Alter Ego on that south side. It's not a bad spot to play as well. A little bit of high ground, a little bit of low ground to work with as you push through. A lot of central spots. Good shot from Su. This is why he's in the blue. Oh my goodness me. It's actual mega mind.
Bit of a god gamer
like,
coming through.
What the hell's going on?
He's getting the angles, man. But now he's trapped out of the blue. And I wonder if Arcred are going to take the fight to him or if Weibo is just going to crash them down and not even let them take a second look over towards Souk because they're hopping out. They're dropping order and Hero's back into the driver's seat. The blue zone survivable still, and they're going to make the most of it. Weibo chewing down, trying to close the gap. They're now neck and neck with Alter Ego on the points tallies, and they haven't taken a knock just yet, but that changes as there's a threaded shot through from Ramses on the high ground to 33Z. Hero trying to keep this under control. Order heals up and needs Ramses to go down. Souk still chiming in, but he's down as well. Weibo maybe drawing short. Order challenged. Oh, it's all up to Hero now against Hardboy, and he will not do it. Ramses is there as well over the top, and Weibo fall in second place. They are under threat now of teams pushing past them. A minimal gap here for Team Flash, who are in their own fight.
I mean, what I'm saying is Arcred, you could lose that fight. And Souk is just taking weirdo plays. Time and time again. It looked cool. It looked great, but the rest of the team not able to step up. I think 33Z's had a terrible day today. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think 33Z's had a terrible day today. Souk and Order trying to do so much to keep Weibo in. I think if they go out, that I'd be a little bit mad, honestly.
Well,
they still have a chance. Flash need to go out now.
They definitely do. So do Influence Rage and Inner Circle and Alliance as well. Goodness me. Falcons go down. That's their tournament over. Really not what we hoped to see from this roster. But we'll see them next year, I hope so. We'll have to wait to see if they can repair the damage that's been done. Now we're over to Inner Circle. Again, another one of these teams chasing. Up against Gen G. Gen G trying to flank out wide. IQ under threat. Does manage to dodge back. The nades will pour on through. Satan versus Falak up the top of the hill. Quick, going for the bolster. Back towards the center area. Claws is on the off angle for them. And at long range, Falak lands the nade though. And for Inner Circle, with Weibo going down with Flash on 3. Influence Rage on 1. They could break the boundary here. Quick now getting hunted down. And Falak is on the warpath. Desperate to put Pakistan on the global stage.
Great shots, great nades. Falak once again just popping off. But Weibo, like you said earlier, John, no chicken dinner. They are absolutely dismantled when it comes to the tiebreaker. For the Flash, it looks like they have no contest either on that western side. I think it's about 5 more teams before we start getting to placement points.
Ooh.
Imagine getting beaten out by 1 point again.
Oh, that would be so bad. That would be so bad. That's a real career shaker of a situation if it comes to it. Influence, Inner Circle, sorry, still trying to chase it down. Loops could potentially crash onto Flash. They've already done it to Influence Rage. Maybe they are the Dream Shatterers. As Falak charges in, bursts through the door. Claws, though, goes down to the nade from the off angle. Where's that shot come through, though? It's Loops again. Oh, I thought maybe they go to Team Flash, but no, it's Inner Circle. Oh, no.
They're broadside as well. This is bad. This is very bad for Inner Circle. T24, I don't think he's getting back up again. Ratto Boy has oversight over towards this. Not a bad nade coming through from Neil Zada. Doesn't quite go far enough. Just bobbles in. T24 getting flushed. We'll find it. That drops Inner Circle down to 3, and their chances are dwindling now. Noki's going to have to leave the vehicle, abandoning Falak to just try and escape with burnt rubber on the ground.
Looks like Falak may be able to thread it through here and actually moving up close to Team Flash, who are now just 4 points shy of Weibo. 4 more points and they get second, but they are not safe even if that happens with so many teams behind them still alive and kicking. We're going to try and put points up on the board. Loops have been an absolute terror for the teams at the top. Then in a circle, they take another one. Noki is down. That's flushed out in the open. And with 2 players in a circle, do manage to find a little bit of sanctuary.
In my mind, that's GG for in a circle. Unless we can pull a Zuxi, it's not happening. It's really not happening. But for in a circle, I think for Pakistan, that might be the end of the run there. Just a little bit sad, to be quite frank. Diego becomes neighbors. Alongside in a circle, 4th, 5th on the tables. The Flash biding their time. Next circle will push them out, though, likely. Right?
Oh.
But there aren't many angles looking their way.
I mean, I was looking at Alter Ego, and 9C Global were actually sending in. I thought that the backstop for Alter Ego was going to get caught out, but they regroup away from it. They're 2-2 right now, up and down, loops. Playing the foothills beneath them. PK, Burmese Ghouls. Having a scrap on the northern edge. No one really going to flex out for the third party on this. Potential for Inner Circle to steal away a point or 2 if they can get a shot over towards Burmese Ghouls. But we'll see if they can do it. Rosemary has been spotted, and that is what I was waiting for. 90 Globen crashing over. Alva's low as well. Are we going to have 2 teams on 93 drawn a little bit short? That could open the door for a lot more manipulation on the tables towards the final moments. Snape with the door shut, slammed in the face of Loops, who have moved up as well. A fight on 2 fronts to keep themselves alive. They do have Weibo behind them, but that's not going to be comfortable. Alva is down and Loops bearing down upon them. Every team at the top of the tables has taken a tussle with Loops, and they have all been found lacking so far, and more nades pour on in.
Seems like Loops is the final sword in the stone, right? If you cannot pull through Loops, you weren't meant to be the king at the top anyway. Krypton heads out, finds the first, but the shots from behind from 9ZG. I think this is Alter Ego going down on 93 points, tied up with Weibo. Oh my goodness me. And those silly faces really do feel silly now.
I mean, this is so huge. For Team Flash, this is a massive opportunity, Blank. 2 teams now sit before them. It's Weibo who will be pushed out first. The question for me is not, is anyone going to overtake Alter Ego? It's who's going to join Team Flash up in the top 2 on this match. I mean, the placements are kicking in soon. They are 4 points behind on the bubble. I'm not sure about the tiebreakers right now either. But 9Z Globen looking to try and slow them down. The teams at the top can't do it. Maybe a team from underneath can. Loops causing all sorts of havoc. Can Loops make it? No.
No, they can't. No. They need so much more, right? Yeah, they need a 23-point game. Have a chance.
Ooh.
So 23 Elim game, sorry, and a chicken dinner to verify. It's not
in the
possible.
midst of all of that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I was going to say, in the midst of all of that, Inner Circle did go down. They are dropping to no players left. And that will be the end of their run. In the midst of Loops, taking a tag team fight with Alter Ego.
This feels very dangerous for the Flash. Pretty open area, but right now, Alliance is still sharing a building with Papra Supermassive. But yeah, we are looking to get towards placement. Nico finally flushed out. So the Alliance can step forward now. Flash is spreading across this zone, looking to hold out Alliance as they move in. But it's Geeke to find win from the Flash.
Oh no. Team Flash maybe just being pipped to the post here. 2 players still alive. At 4 points, Blank, it's so achievable. They only need 3 at the moment to be able to jump up. They lose the tie, they win the tiebreaker rather with Weibo, so they would be in top 2 if they're able to jump up there with 1 chicken dinner already on the cards. But it is the balls to go down next, and the placements start to add up. Team Flash have been spotted again. They're so close, Blank. 3 points is all they need, and desperately they'll cling to life with Tops the last to go. Diego as well, looking to do the same thing a little bit further. They need to find. But Tops is on the dash. Geeke, can they even step forwards here against Darkred? Against 9Z Globen? It's down in the bush. He is feeding on absolute scraps right now. Tops, desperate.
This is so rough for Tops. I think 9Z Glover might have an angle on him shortly from his south side as well. Diego might be able to take shots too. It might be down to placement points, John. It might be down to placement points, but I don't see him living that long.
I mean, Diego might,
Maybe he does.
Diego might, and Tops might. Oh, this is crazy stuff coming on through. 3-point gaps needed to be made on up. That's 4 points on placement total needed for Team Flash. That comes down to, what is that? That's 4th place necessary to earn those points. Influence rates need a lot more. If Tops can steal an Elim here or there, it's huge. Diego as well. The two teams chasing side by side on the screen.
Yeah, this really does feel like last chance with 2 solos. But I think Geeky knows where he is. They have a rough idea of where he moved across to. He's making great use out of this crate for the time being. But it could all come crashing down any second. Any second now. He's got so many angles he needs to clear away from.
Alliance moving around. They've got 3 Elims already. Potential for 14 more. If they can clear every single other person in the lobby, I think at this point it's impossible for Alliance to make. I think the only 2 teams that can change things at this point are Team Flash and Influence Rage. In terms of those top 2 spots, 9ZG spot a player from Arc Red. And that pressure over towards Tops is getting a little bit bled as Geeky takes shots from Alliance as well.
They're sending in. They don't look towards the crate here. And honestly, you could have some big shots over towards them and steal away.
Oh my goodness, Blank. 9Z Globan from atop the hill as well. They hate to see it, but they love to see it. 9ZG. Potential to close it down. There's Tops with 2. Tops with 2 on the spray down. He's finding the points. 91 points now. 6 teams remaining. That's 2 placements. They're neck and neck. They've beaten Weibo. Blank on the placements alone. They've beaten Weibo. They've beaten them. They're in.
Oh, dear me. The Flash do it again. Cause all the problems to Weibo. And they bite back in those final moments. Tops. What a play from him. Diego's still living as well. There is a chance. There is a chance for Diego. He needs a lot.
Not anymore.
Right?
It's just added another Elim to the... Oh, this is...
Okay, I think, yeah, right. It's done. Yeah, it's done.
If Tops wins
I mean, Diego could do it, but it would require him to get a chicken dinner, right? Which is so unlikely.
If Tops wins this, though. Ooh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Are we going to close down the day with a back-to-back 9ZG, though? I mean, it seems fairly likely, but they got to drop from the top of a hill. And look, I hate to harp on about this, but moving down from high ground seems to be a weakness for them.
Yeah. Launch themselves off the cliff top, drops out. I just take it. I just absolutely take it. 100%.
Go on, then.
This guy is doing so unbelievable work right now for the Flash.
Oh, wow. Weibo are out. They aren't going to make it. 9ZG trying to crash down. Diego will be denied entry as well. Now 2 players for Loops alive and Tops for Team Flash. Their debut performance here at the PMGC, and it looks like they're going to finals. Loops can't make it. 9ZG cannot either. Alter Ego able to hold on just about by the skin of their teeth on a tiebreaker. But Team Flash, I think that they place, right?
I think they have. I think the Flash do have plays. Alter Ego wins out with the chicken dinners. And for Weibo, it is a really bad finish for them. That nade. Good ball. So.
Oh dear. So further, but Tops doesn't. It's Rafinha peeking alone, and they will be on the hunt. It's very likely this is a back coming through the 9Z Globan, but it is too late. They cannot make it. Surely they, right? Have to double leave that one up to the desk, but for 9Z Globan, that's too far. They don't even count on this match, and out they go. Tops will look for the spray down, but they connect in response, and the spray round is there. He falls, but he has done in 9Z Globan. and back, but alter ego. Team take the 2 important spots to top the tables. They know they've done it. Do they know if they've gone far enough?
Do the math. I mean, for the Flash, it's such a great game from Tops. It is an amazing game from encapsulate being last chance. He's gonna do it with one fella hiding on a crate in the middle of the zone, stealing away elims wherever you. What do?
And we'll wave goodbye. Weibo as well blank their final miss. Can't bite the flashbacks of 9Z Global running inside prison is going to be team new go in the time. Who's done it? Oh, the referee's putting his hands up. He's not telling. And his nerves are completely. And there they go. The news delivered. And Team Flash, no, they've done it. Oh, should be aware as well.
I'm not a little scared though, because if the Flash is above them, who else is? There you go. They should get. They should know. There you go. Relief on the faces.
And on a tiebreaker too, I don't think we broke the century. It might have just been 100 points just for our first place. It was me for top 2 the whole time, fought, and in the blood spilled. Here we go, and shot a debut performance, aimed it down to close the last chance. The set. Let's at the desk.
Is how we finish off the last chance. Went top, folding out right there towards the end, literally hiding in plain sight. You saw him hiding behind that crate. He was blowing on the smoke a moment, just going, please stop bringing attention to me. And he clutches it up for his team. What a way to sneak in to the grand finals.
Who would win? WBG full squad or one crate boy? The crate boy of top wins, and it qualified into that one. We'll have to see exactly what point difference was. The fact that Tops is completely invisible to GK Niptura, and they just go ahead of him, and he gets an instant backstab, snatches those points. One of the most clutch qualifications final games I have ever seen in a long time.
Oh, absolutely. And it goes to show you that there is power in the solo, right? The game is not over just because you're alone, just because your team got taken out early. Flash did not have the beginning of the game they wanted, not the beginning of the game we were looking for, and yet they still do it. They still get a second place. They still get into grand finals. They are through, and it's all thanks to Tops.
Crazy finish here towards the end, man. I mean, it could have gone in any direction, and of course we just see a solo player be able to make it for his squad. You know that team's got to be so excited. I do a little bit of love to 9Z here towards the end, just on the fact that they had like the craziest final day. They had 11 points max man going into today. How crazy is that?
Yeah, and good day from 9Z Globan. Woke up a little bit too late, but in the early stage was also wild. Falcon hot dropping onto Wolves. Instantly, the run of Wolves was down in the first 2 minutes of this game. Madness happening from the very beginning of this match until the very last few seconds. He's drifting over there, getting himself a little bit of a Tokyo Drift moment. But this game, so many sick plays. But looking at this Weibo replay in particular, Niptura, why in God's green earth are we seeing Sook out in the blue trying to go for some wacky off angles when you're on the brink of making it to the finals? Sook, why?
Can we just extend that to inner circle? Why are you so slow? It was looking so good. You did so well, and then you just get stuck here and you decide, oh, we have time to loot. You need that 4 times. Thank you very much. And then GK come over the top of the hill. Stop it. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I wanted to see them in finals.
It was such a good fight too
It
from
was
in the
such a
circle at
good
first, but then they
fight.
get too greedy for that solo. Or you go for the solo earlier, or you just let the circle do its job. I don't care which decision you make, but you've got to try and play around that as much as possible. And then, of course, Tops does fall down. But Weibo, not even a second place curse this time around. Dropping down even further, it seems, as you go over the rotations of these teams. And again, 9Z, love these Southern rotates. Big props to them. Hope to see more of them in 2026, depending on how things go. But La Tierra circles, Niptra, are never fun because you got into these valleys, and really, the terrain alone is the main why so many of these teams were just out of the running in the early stage.
Yeah, I mean, when I was talking about in the beginning of this match, right, is like you want the Miramar to have more and more points. There's more space to actually rotate, right? Here, the circle goes to the part of the map where there is no space. It's all hills, it's all mountains, everybody's got an overlook on you. So actually, this is a more compact end zone than any of the Erangels that we saw. So it's really unfortunate the zone does go this way, and I think that's all got to do a lot with it, is like these teams just didn't have the space to play their game.
Oh, what a crazy way to end things out here. Flash, 12 points. 6 placement points, all due to a solo. And then, yeah, looking down on the leaderboards, Inner Circle, another 4 points. What a rough way to end things out for the squad. So much hope after that rondo, just not able to represent, get things done towards the end. And you know what? I got to give it to Phallic, man. That guy really making it happen for his squad. You see him always with those initial engagements. I just think, the rest of the team could get a little bit more experience, handling pressure and being able to move during those moments. I think they'll have a lot more success. I think it's just get more time for sure. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, I would agree. It's more about finding consistency. Oh, Colligab twice in a row. Oh, GG. But it's definitely very impressive how Phallic plays. We want to see more consistency from the rest of the squad. But the leaderboard, right after this graphic, Hot Jukes, we kind of know the result. But how close really was it? I don't know.
I don't like it.
It's going to be right there. It's going to be right there. Once again, right? We've seen it so many times where it's decided by just 1 point. What is it? Oh, it's a tie! It's a tie! What? Oh, push Hasbo with the 2 chicken dinners. Are you kidding me? And Flash win this. They take it.
Weibo have the worst time with SEA teams. They lost out on the grand final slot to E-Arena, and they were still behind Flash because in the group stage for Group Red. And now in this one, they lose it out to 2 other SEA teams in Ultra Ego in the tie, and Flash that snatched it away last minute. Weibo, they're going to have going into 2026 with SEA because, oh my goodness, was it close.
Are you kidding me? As a matter of fact, if Influence Rage would have got 2 more points, they would have made it.
Oh my goodness,
because they beat out Alter Ego with placement points.
Oh, 2 points.
Yeah.
2 points. I think, is it safe to say this is the most intense league stage we've ever had at a PMGC? Certainly that I remember.
love Last Chance.
It's never been so close.
It was cut all the way up until the last final second. Unreal. Flash pushing up, becoming our champs just like that in the last second. I mean, they weren't in first place all day today.
Yeah, it was a mad one. Also, John is bringing up some numbers. Oh, Delhi MVP is... No! Why are you doing this to us? Ow! I don't know what to say. So, I know I should be talking. It's my job, but I don't know what to say about this.
This one hurts. This one really hurts.
No, wait. Phallic is going to be MVP of Last Chance. I can feel it coming. I think it might be. Oh,
even more pain.
Or maybe even 33Z one of Weibo. It could be. Oh, that's a heartbreak if you have MVPs of that stage and you still don't qualify.
Dude, one point again. 1 point curse. Unreal for Weibo. I'm honestly so sad I'm not going to see this team during the finals. They did so well here. And it's the last chance MVP! Sook doubling it down and heading home. Unreal.
It's all pain. It's all
Explosive
pain.
ball. No explosive titles.
No. He's got 2 average elims. That's crazy good, and the entire team was doing great, but you got too wacky with it, Sook, at the end. No. I don't know what to say. I literally
Moment
have
of
no
silence.
words. This
Speechless.
is, yeah, which is rare for me normally, but absolute insane levels of sadness for this team, missing out on the biggest finals of the year. Oh my word.
Well, here we go, guys. These are going to be your participating teams during the grand finals live in Bangkok, Thailand. You can see the squads that made it into the group stage. And finally, right here in the last chance, Team Flash, their first PMGC, and they are headed to the finals. What a way to wrap things up.
Yeah, very happy for Team Flash. They were my underdog team of the entirety of this year's PMGC, and you know what? They delivered, even taken away in a very odd fashion by Tops with that crate at the finishing moments in Miramar. You know what? They are still definitely deserving of it, and very happy to see how they're going to perform in the grand final.
Oh, wow. Wow, guys. What a crazy way to finish out the last chance. Well, you know what, guys? It's time to take it on over to the stage with the 7 Worlds Gaming to wrap things up and wrap up the last chance.
That is it. We have our grand final squads, the last 2 that are going to be joining the other squads. Alter Ego Aries from Indonesia and Team Flash from Vietnam. We're going to start with Rosemary because your squad ended up being tied with WBG, but thanks to your wins, that was the tiebreaker. Now, I'm going to switch it up because you were telling me something that I thought it was true, but you were able to confirm it for me. This is going to be your first PMGC Grand Finals. How does it feel to finally make it to the Grand Finals?
Oke, ini adalah pertama kalinya kalian Alter Ego Ares lolos ke Grand Final PMGC. Bisa ceritain dikit nggak gimana perasaan kamu saat ini?
Jujur kalau ditanya tentang perasaan kali ini sih jujur sangat senang banget karena di mana juga kita lolos dengan tiebreaker bisa dibilang kayak itu dikasih rezeki sama Tuhan yang sangat gila banget sih menurutku karena ya intinya dengan dedikasi kita yang sangat wow sih pasti hasilnya pasti bakal memuaskan lah buat kita lah gitu aja sih.
So of course, if you ask me how I feel, I'm very, very happy. And even though like we qualified through a tiebreaker, but then I still think that the God give us such a blessing, like a blessing moment for us. And I think it's a fit for us to qualify to the grand final and performing at the grand final as well.
I mean, and being able to overcome this stage, last chance, it's so tough, too, to be able to be in the top 2 out of all this amazing 16 squads. Now, knowing that you're going towards the grand finals, do you believe that your team has what it takes to lift that PMGC trophy?
Oke, sekarang memandangkan kalian udah lolos ke grand final, apakah kalian ngerasa kalian itu punya semuanya untuk mengangkat trofi di grand final nanti?
Jujur kalau ditanya punya semuanya sih gue yakin banget dengan tim gue yang ada, dengan player-player gue semua, gue yakin banget dengan mental kita yang sekarang udah teruji. Ya gue berharap kita bisa mendapatkan hasil yang maksimal dan kita yakin banget kita bisa mendapatkan hasil yang inilah memuaskan lah buat kalian semua yang selalu support kita di belakang layar. Itu aja sih.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I believe in my lineup. I believe in myself. Even though through all the hardship that we went through, I still believe that we have the opportunity to lift the trophy, and I will try to prove to everyone that keeps supporting us that we can lift the trophy at the grand final.
And the improvements you guys have made has been impressive, and I'm hoping it's going to continue on towards the grand finals. Thank you so much, Rosemary. And now I'm standing here actually with Team Flash Tops. Tops, before I even ask you questions about the grand finals, I want to know what was going through your mind in those final moments, knowing that you needed to stay alive, knowing that you needed to clutch up for the squad.
Chào Topsy, thì cái trận vừa rồi á, khi mà mình là người cuối cùng sống sót và mình biết là mình cần phải sinh tồn cũng như là cần phải có một sự bứt phá, thì không biết là lúc đó trong đầu của mình có những cái suy nghĩ như thế nào, cảm xúc như thế nào?
Lúc đó trong đầu em cảm thấy rất là hồi hộp và lúc đó rất là áp lực và có phần hơi run, nhưng mà em lấy bình tĩnh bằng cách là em niệm Phật.
Well, to be honest, at that moment I felt palpitated. I was very nervous and stressed, but I regained my composure by chanting.
Oh, okay. Great composure, too. And the thing is that you have been in this moment before. During group stages, you were almost within the top 3. Did that help you experiencing that in group stages here, especially in Last Chance?
Trong kể cả phòng bảng thì các bạn cũng đã từng trải qua những tình huống như vậy trước đây rồi, là mình cũng kiểu nằm trong top 3 sinh tồn cuối cùng như vậy. Thì không biết là những cái trải nghiệm đó có giúp ích cho bạn trong cái trận đấu vừa rồi hay không?
Sau đợt vòng bảng thì team em cũng rút ra được nhiều kinh nghiệm hơn và để khắc phục lại trong vòng Last Chance này và để có kết quả như hôm nay.
Yes, we got a lot of lessons and we learned from our experience in the group stage. Those all helped us in this Last Chance.
Not bad for a team that's making their first appearance at PMGC and now heading to the grand finals. And last but not least, for everybody currently watching in Vietnam, is there anything you want to tell them as you do finish Last Chance in first place?
Bây giờ thì các bạn đã kết thúc vòng Last Chance và cũng nằm trong top đầu. Thì không biết là mình có lời nào muốn gửi tới những người xem ở Việt Nam hay không?
Em xin cảm ơn mọi người đã ủng hộ team em và đón xem giải đấu. Và mong mọi người sắp tới sẽ ủng hộ tất cả các team ở trên đấu trường thế giới lần này.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for supporting and watching us so far, and please continue doing so for all of the Vietnamese teams in the international stage in the near future.
Well, there's definitely some surprises out there in grand finals. And before I let you go, Rosemary, it's been a while since we've seen an Indonesian team being able to fully perform and actually win a championship internationally, going back to Bigatron with the Twins in Macrobo, and the rest goes on and on. Anything you want to tell the hopeful viewers from Indonesia right now, hoping that Indonesia lifts the trophy once again?
Ada nggak sedikit kata-kata buat fans-fans yang di Indonesia yang kamu bakal bilang kayak kamu bakal mengangkat trofi ini?
Buat semua orang yang support kita di Indonesia, ya intinya kita bakal lakuin yang terbaik buat kalian. Kita juga bakal belajar dengan masalah-masalah yang kita dapat di dalam in-game, dan intinya kita bakalan lakuin yang terbaik lah. Intinya bakalan mencoba untuk bawa pulang pialanya untuk kembali ke Indonesia lagi.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to the all Indonesian fans, I think we definitely gonna give our very best, and yeah, we're gonna learn from our mistake through the group stage, even though in the Last Chance, in order for us to bring back the trophy in Indonesia.
I like the confidence. I like that you guys are already thinking about what you need to end up adjusting to, and I can't wait to see one thing you actually missed too. Indo Pride, because I know that's a big thing out there too. For everybody currently watching at home, make sure you tune in on the grand finals. We have our last 2 teams joining. 4 teams will go home. I mean, it is over. This is it for Last Chance. Let's see what will happen in the grand finals of the 2025 PMGC.
Hey, what a way to wrap things up here for the Last Chance and for